All right. Hallelujah. Baruch atah Yehovah, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yahweh ho'ilo epsar, Velebi safanti, imartecha lama'an achta Allah. We give thanks to you, O Elohim of Abraham, Yitzchak, for Yisrael, for you are our shepherd and we do not lack. And your word do we hide in our hearts, that we do not sin against you. Thank you for this night. Thank you for my life, the life of my family, the life of my brothers and my sisters. First and foremost, Elohim, I ask you to forgive me for my trespasses, for the things that I did that was contrary to your Torah, and the things that I omitted to do for your kingdom's sake. I ask that you would forgive me and restore me. I ask you that you would continue to have compassion, show kindness to us, and also truth. I thank you for this night. I thank you for each and every soul that's on this line under the sound of my voice. As I digress, Father Yah, I ask you to increase in me, utilize me as your vessel. And I pray that every word that I speak would be pleasing in your sight and give great honor to your name. We magnify your name in the earth as it is magnified in the heavens. I just pray for our ears, our inner ear to be open tonight, and our inner eyes to see what it is that you say unto your people. And even, Father, if you be your will, for you to add a blessing to each and every one of us on this line tonight. I thank you for our health, our life, and our strength. Most importantly, I pray that you bless us and make us strong, that we may possess the gates of our enemies, that we may never be ashamed nor lacking any good thing. For you are above all that is called there. These things I pray with all my heart, with all my soul, with all my strength. Hallelujah and amen. All right, my brothers, shalom, shalom. Good to be here tonight before you all. You know, Most High been speaking to me on a lot of different things lately, so I'm just up here sharing, you know what I'm saying, and hoping that we can, this is an encouragement, you know, these studies, they encouraging, you know, I don't always come on here, but I constantly listen online, you know what I'm saying, I go back and watch the, you know, the different teachers, whether it be Azariah, Yosef, Moreh Dawood, Moreh Yirmiyahu, you know, and I listen and I just listen to what's being said. And some really good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers digging deep, you know, and I appreciate what it is that you're bringing out. I'm going to be getting into the Hakhaiyim tonight. Not going to go too deep, but I just want to just raise some things for awareness, you know, that lately I've been reading with my Banim in the book of Shemuel. I think I heard other brothers saying they was in Shemuel a few weeks ago, you know, but we just reading the whole scriptures together. You know, I spent a lot of my time teaching other people, other grown people, and, you know, not to no avail, because, you know, some people, you know, they clung to it, but Most High, you know, quickened me. It was like, you know, you need to put some more time into your family, you know, because ultimately, you know, can't do this forever, you know. So, you know, Dawid, his life is really interesting to me. He was really called out in the scriptures, and he is amongst the greats. And there's a reason why he says the things he says, and he does the things he does. And we have to remember that he was reared up amongst prophets. You know, remember as a young man with the sheep, prophet came and anointed him. And from that time of him being anointed, it said the spirit of the Ruach HaKodesh, or the Holy Spirit, you know, or the Great Spirit, you know, came upon him mightily, it said, but it left King Shaul or King Saul, and an evil spirit came upon King Saul, and the Ruach of Elohim came upon Dawid. From that point on, he was constantly around righteous men specifically prophets. And then when he established the kingdom, or the kingdom was established by Yah in his hands, what was he around? Prophets. He had prophets in his house. Priests and prophets. That's who he hung around. So that should be a lesson to all of us about the company that we keep. You know, these things are important, that we hang around men who are at least seeking righteousness. You may not be around men who are righteous, you know what I'm saying? But we should at least try to be around men who are seeking righteousness. We have a day-to-day yearning to be upright, to be righteous and justified before the Creator of all things. So tonight we're going to go into the book of Hakhaiyim or Psalms. We're going to start at chapter 121. We're going to actually go through chapter 121. So we'll read it and then we'll kind of do a breakdown of it. And it's funny. So I encourage everybody to read the stories of Dawid, whether it be in Chronicles or the Hakhaiyim, or whether it be in Malachim. Read the stories of his life and then read the Psalms. And you probably should do it back to back or together, because it will really bring out some of the Psalms that we read. All right. So we're going to start with chapter 121. I would ask if I could have a reader, that would be great. The brother could read for me. And at some point, I'll probably share my screen. I want everybody to kind of be able to, you know, see some things at the right time, should I say. You hear me? My brother, appreciate you.
My divine pleasure. Can I be heard okay? I want to make sure everything's good.
Fine, clear.
Beautiful. Psalms or Tehillim 121. I will lift up mine eyes unto the mountains. From whence shall my help come? My help coming from Yah, who made heaven and earth.
Mm-hmm.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yisrael doth neither slumber nor sleep. Yah is thy keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yah is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Mm.
The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yah shall keep thee from all evil. He shall keep thy soul. Yah shall guard thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and forever.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. This is one of my favorite Psalms. It spoke to me, you know, when I read it. You know, does anybody, how I don't know if anybody has like a church background on here or whatever, but how do you remember this particular Psalm being stated, you know what I'm saying, in times of coming up? Anybody? Because it's a pretty popular one. So I know you probably have heard this, you know what I'm saying, quoted, but how did you hear it stated? I like how Yirmiyahu, how his read. Anyone? How did yours, how did you hear that particular Psalms coming up? Particularly the first part. Did everybody hear it like that, or did everybody read it like that coming up? I guess that's a better question. And I'll tell you how I read it when I used to come up. Somebody said I actually never heard it in church, right? Or anywhere, right? Dang. and some people didn't. So they have songs pertaining to this particular songs. If you heard it before, I will lift up my eyes to the hills from which cometh my help, right? They got different songs. My help comes from God who made heaven and earth. It's, you know, they got songs for this. And it's interesting because in these particular songs, they go, I will lift up my eyes into the hills from which cometh my help. My help coming from Yahuwah, right? So what would be wrong with saying it like that? Anybody see an issue in saying it like that?
When you say saying it like that, can you repeat that again? So I'm trying to understand.
Like this. So I will lift up my eyes to the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahuwah who made heaven and earth. Do you hear anything when it's said like that? Or do you just hear what we read? And it's okay to think about it. I love this particular portion. Go ahead, Shai.
Yeah, all praise to the Most High. Can you hear me?
Kind of.
So you said, was there anything wrong with the first verse, the first precept?
Yes.
Well, one thing I thought about, it says, you know, I lifted my eyes into the hills where my help cometh, you know, so, you know, it says the hills. And I was just thinking, you know, why does it say the hills?
Right. Right.
And then I think about, you know, the Moshe, he got the commandments on the mount, you know, the mount.
Say that again.
Moshe, he got, you know, the commandments. He was seeking the Most High on the mount.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the connection that I made. But I could see if someone doesn't have that history of, you know, of what, you know, the hills normally stand for, I could see it could be a little confusing, you know.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good point. We'll speak on it in a minute. Anyone else? So I love the way Adon Yirmiyahu's reads, because it actually reads more accurate, right? So for instance, what would be wrong with him looking up to the hills or the mountains, right? Would there be anything wrong with that?
I mean, to me, it looks like he's looking towards heaven.
Okay. All right. Are you looking toward heaven? Okay. Could appear that way. So I'm going to bring up some scriptures, right? And I want to see, go ahead, Yosef.
Okay, shalom, shalom. Can you hear me?
Shalom, my brother. Yeah, he.
Okay, slack with that. Trying to put the master of the house to sleep. So the biggest thing that sticks out to me is, of course, I had to do some digging. The hills to me are represented as that individual. I'm gonna say individual because I'm gonna pull out some people. The individual's esteem and their status. We already know that the Most High, his esteem rested on Mount Sinai.
Mm-hmm.
But we also understand that I'm gonna go through Moshe ascended. I say ascended. He passed and transitioned on a mountain, Haran. Most of the greats, as we read before in the Bereshit, that they were named after mountains. So the mountain is just a representation of that individual's esteem. So when he's looking towards the mountain, he's seeking when it's talking that's even deeper with the eye. It says the mind, as I was looking. So he's seeking higher elevation, looking towards the Shemayim, looking for that esteem. And the only thing that we can fathom and correlate to us is a mountain or something of that magnitude. But we already understand that the Most High completely surpasses that in the physical.
Right.
But that's just a representation, so to speak, to me.
Right. Powerful. Come on, Sar. And then I got you, I don't know, Jeremy. Go ahead, Sar.
Shalom, Don.
Oh,
This that first passage by looking up to the hill. It's like Dawid was trying to get a connection with the Most High when he was looking up. I have a experience there, like I have a timeshare at Massanutten, and every time I go to Massanutten, right, I walk up the top of the mountain. I do prayer up there, like read scripture, try to have a connection with the Most High. This one, like our forefather, as reading and seeing, just looking up to the skies on top of this mountain here. I just like sometimes to feel that connection with me and the Most High. So that's how I take it.
okay, Toda. Okay. Jeremy, did you have anything else for you?
No, I did not.
Okay. Amen. So let's go to the book of Yirmiyahu for a second. I want to check something out right there. And I want you to want to see what y'all think about it. Let's go to Yirmiyahu chapter, let's go to chapter 50. Well, let's go to chapter 2 first, 220.
We're in the book of Yirmiyahu, chapter 2, verse 20.
Hey.
For of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands. And thou saidest, I will not transgress. Upon every high hill and under every leafy tree, thou didst recline, playing a harlot.
All right, y'all heard that, right? How many times you say, I will not transgress, right? And then what did he say you did? But under every high hill and under every green tree, you lay down a whore. All right, let's go to chapter 50, verse 6.
In the same book of Yirmiyahu, chapter 50, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. Right? So why would Dawid say that? I lift up my eyes into the hills of the mountains, right? So I'm gonna share my screen a little bit so we can for those who may not have the Hebrew on there. Let me see if this works out all right. Can y'all see it good? Hold on.
It's loaded.
Okay. Is there? Okay. So y'all see this in Tehillim 121, right?
Well, Salika, just make it a little bigger. It's a little small.
Make it a little bigger?
If you can make it larger.
Okay, let me see. How do you do that?
Salakli, I apologize. You should be able to do it on your smartphone.
Let's see. I'm trying, y'all. Is it still up there?
Kane.
Is it big enough, or does it need to be bigger?
No, I was saying if you have a smartphone, you should be able to adjust it. Just
Yeah, I'm on the computer.
No, as far as if we have smartphones, the
I'm sorry,
audience.
Slika, I'm sorry, Toda.
No, I wasn't clear. I
I got you, no, it's Toda, but you can see it, you got your phone, you can adjust it, right? So I wanna look at this for a minute, right? And it's very important that we see this. I will lift up my eyes into the mountains, right? So for mountains or for hills, in a lot of texts, it says hills, right? But in the Hebrew, we clearly see that it says what? Y'all see that? Hakhaiyim, right? Hor, coming from the mountain, from the word ha or hor, which means mountain, right? So that's the plural form. So asa, which means to lift up, coming from the root nisa, which means to lift or forgive, you know. Asa, ine, right? Al, ha, harim, right? So lift up, I will lift up my eyes upon or into the mountains. Or I lift up, will lift up, because that's a future tense, right? It says, mi ayim, right? Mi ayim. From where? That's from where or whence. They say whence, but I say where because we don't say whence, right? From where? Yabo. Mi ayim yabo, right? From where? Yabo meaning to come. Or that word is third person singular, right? Future tense. It's masculine, but it's future tense. Azri, right? My help, Azri. So how would you translate that, right? Mi ayin yabo azri. How would you translate that in English? Remember, yabo is future tense, meaning come. It means to come or will come. Future tense, right? So it says, from where will come my help? Did y'all catch anything in that? From whence or where will come my help? How does that sound when you hear that? Anyone? Y'all getting anything from that? Oh, you don't have the answer. I didn't see your hands raised. Go ahead, Shah.
King, I have the Ibrik quote up on my end, and it seems like you're saying that, you know, you have to search for the help. You have to seek the help. Search for the help.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting.
Okay. Go ahead, Sam.
Ken, it sounds almost as a cause and effect. That's what I see with this. It's almost like if you do this, that's when verse 2 will almost, I won't say automatically come into play, but there's a remedy to this. If you set your mind, try not to go there. If you set your eye on this mountain where we know that the Most High dwells, where his esteem is at, he will be your help. But you have to seek that. You have to go after that. This is an action that's being played out. I'll let him play.
So I'm gonna ask a question. Hakhaiyim, right, is plural for mountains, right? the mountains. Have we ever been told to look to the mountains?
Not the mountains.
No. Dawid is teaching us a lesson. He's saying, He's saying, I will lift, or I lift my eyes upon the mountains, right? And then he goes, from where will come my help? Instead of like, from whence cometh my help? From where will come my help? So sometimes it's hard to hear changes of voice inflections and things of that nature when you're reading it, right? This is like, I lift up my eye to the mountains from where my help cometh. Go ahead, Yermi.
Yeah, you just got my wheels turning a little bit. Told Rabbi. Yeah, just left it like this. We then and still now, we get involved in a lot of things. So now, as you point out, these Hakhaiyim, these mountains, you know, I can look at it in the sense of so many different things people look to try to get assistance or try to help them make it through whatever situation that they're going through. You know, some people may look to the doctors when they're sick. You know, some people may look to their job getting more money when things are not flowing right in the household. You know, some people may look to women for satisfaction. But Dawid is saying these many hills and these many mountains that we're constantly trying to find solutions to our problems. You know what? Under every leafy tree, as you mentioned, we played the harlot. We've tried everything under the sun.
Right.
But Ezri, my help, you know, will come from Yah, between heaven and earth. I yield, Torah.
You want to finish the lesson off? I think you got it. Yeah. Did you hear that? He's saying, I lift my eyes to the mountains. Then he says, it's like a rethink. From whence will come my help? And then he tells you, if you pay attention, every time Dawid asks a question, normally in the Psalms, he gives you the answer within the same Psalms. You just got to pay attention to what he's doing. These are songs. Songs are meant to tell a story, right? Remember, I was like, you know, you are the song. We talking about that? The song is meant to tell a story. It's to take you on a journey. So he's like, I will lift up my eye to the hill. Why? The nations do that. They lift their eyes up to the mountains, to the high places. So he says, Shlomo said, a rich man's wealth is his strong tower. Right? They go to these high places, and that's what they put their trust in. The doctor, Dr. Fauci, your medicine, your money, your people. It says, cursed is the man that makes flesh their arm, right? Cursed is the man that trusts in man, right? These mountains, these organizations, the US government, the US military, your pistol, your AR-15, you know. He says, I will lift up my eyes into the mountains, right? From where will come my help, right? So I'm gonna change it, right? I'm gonna say it a little bit different, right? Same way, just change my tone. I will lift up my eyes to the mountains. From where will come my help? My help comes from Yah. Azrei, right? Me'im Yahuwah or Yahweh. My help, me'im it means it's like saying from with Yah. He said, my help is from with or im, like we say imka, you know, Yah imka mean Yah be with you, you know. So it says, my help is from with Yah. It comes from Yah, from within Yah, from Yah. And then he says, what? Osei, right? Shemayim wa'aretz, right? Maker of the heavens and the earth. It doesn't come from the mountains. It doesn't come from the hills. It comes from Yah himself, whether he come from the heavens or whether he come from the earth beneath. Wherever he's coming from, that's where the help is coming from. We don't lift our eyes up to the mountains, right? Our help is always with the Creator. And that, my friends, my brothers, as they say, is easier said than done. I'm gonna take this down, you know. That is easier said than done. What happens is so many times is when we look to our own strength, our own abilities. I trust in me. And it's like, you failed yourself. How could you trust in yourself if you failed yourself already many times in life? How could a man's trust possibly be in himself and he's failed his own self many times? If somebody else fails you many of times, you stop trusting in them, right? But you trust in you. Your help better be in Yah. Just like Dawid said, I lift my eyes to the mountains. He says, from where will come my help? From where will come my help? My help will come from Yah, who made the heavens and the earth. We got to figure this thing out. We can't be in a time where we keep talking about this stuff and keep saying this stuff like we were raised. You know, when we were raised, there was a lot of lip service. It was a lot of just do this and do that. And you're like, well, now that you're adult, when I ask adults, well, what does that mean? And we all looking at each other. Well, it means this. What does it mean to love Yah with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind? Well, just everything, you just love him. What does that mean? Just love him. What does it mean that you will be the head and not the tail? If you obey this, then this will happen. You'll get these blessings. If you don't, then you'll get these curses. We know what the curses are really well, but the blessings, it's kind of like, it's taboo. Well, I'm alive and well. Well, so is the sinner. Dawid was confused about it. He was like, I watched them jokers, they live how they want. They live good. The Most High had to reassure Dawid and say, yeah, but it's only for a little while. They don't know their end. That's what had to bring Dawid comfort, because he could not stand them. Like, how do they live wicked and they live good? These are things that we don't want to acknowledge. Like, these people live good. Some of these wicked people live good. The Most High said they don't know they ladder in.
Teach them all.
My help comes from Yah, maker of the heavens and earth. Let's break this down a little bit more. Let's go to verse 3, Don.
Verse 3 and 121 or
Okay, 121. Okay, so that.
you got me ready to read it a little differently now. I don't know.
That's what we're supposed to do for each other.
Trying to get the household together. I apologize.
No, it's all right, brother. It's all right.
All right, 121 verse 3.
Mhm.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
Stop right there.
He
Stop right there. He, right? Al, Yatim, right? Yatim, right? Yatim coming from like give, allow. He will not allow, right? Lamot, right? The wavering, right? Regaleka, right? Of my foot. He will not give or suffer or allow the wavering of my foot. My feet to be shaky. Why would the Creator not allow? What does that mean? He won't allow my foot to be moved or the wavering of my feet. What does that mean? Sometimes you literally got to just break down the scriptures like this. You really do. That's how you eat a good meal. When you eat a meal, you don't just take all the food on your plate and rub it together in the middle and shove it in your mouth. That's not how you eat good food. What you do? You get a little bit of potatoes, a little gravy. You know what I'm saying? You might mix it with something else a little bit. You don't want to just stuff it all in the middle of the plate. Because now those tastes and flavors sometimes get absorbed in each other and you can't really make out what it is you eating. Okay. Line by line, precept by. That's how you eat your food, little by little. Little here, little there. That was good. That's how you eat the scriptures too. You eat the scriptures the same way. So I see what you said. So I say he won't allow you to differ from the path that he put before you. Okay. He won't allow, he will not suffer thy foot to be moved. This is good. What does that mean? Anybody else got any thoughts on that? Your feet to be wavering, shaking. Go ahead, Shai.
Kane, I see it as, someone that doesn't really know the Most High, it can be, shaky, wavering. But if you're real close to the Most High, if you're a card with the Most High, one with the Most High, your confidence won't be in yourself, will be in the Most High.
Come
So
on.
if the Most High is strong, you see yourself as being strong.
That's it. That's it. What would cause you, think about this, what would cause you to get shaky? What would cause your feet to get shaky? What would cause you to get shaky? You don't even got to answer. Just think about it for yourself. Somebody put fear. Go ahead, Shai.
Ken, I would say, like I said before, I think the closer I get to the Most High, the more confidence that I have in the Most High and the less confidence that I have in myself. I don't think I'm all the way there yet. I don't think, but I do see progress. But I always tell myself, I can always be better.
When you put your trust in the Most High is not going to let you get to a point where you shaking, where your feet, where you wavering. You understand? He got you right in the nick of time. When you when you trust him with your whole heart, he's not going to allow you even to get to that point. That's why Dawid said, I was old, I've been young and now I'm old. And what? I never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. Why? Because the Creator did not allow them to get to that point. Because guess what? When your seed begging bread, what could happen? You start wavering. You start wavering, right? Most High ain't allow you to get to that point. I'm gonna take care. He won't suffer my foot to be moved. He keeps me solid. He does enough for me to know that he is with me. So when you think about David running all over Yisrael, he was running all over Yisrael from his enemies. All over. To the point where he had to go live with the heathens. But his foot was never moved. When he came back to Ziklag, right? And all their possessions was gone. Everybody else was wavering. What did David do? He strengthened himself and went and sought the Most High. Most High told him to go out, go recover your stuff, and you shall recover it all. His foot didn't waver. He didn't go, all right, I'm about to fight my own brothers. That's what some of us would be like. They throw a stone at me, I'm gonna shoot them, I'm gonna fire off. He didn't waver at one point. What if he had a wavered in that moment? He said the Most High didn't allow him. Strengthened him, encouraged him, told him to go out. But he had to have that ultimate trust in the Creator in order to even be able to hear what the Creator got to say. You know, when you lose trust in the Creator, you know, you can't even hear him no more. You be like, I'm praying, and he ain't answering me. I ain't getting no answer. It's because you're not really praying with total trust in the Creator. You ever thought about that? You praying with a backup plan. You're praying with a mountain, still looking to a mountain. You know, I do got this little stash where I do got a hookup where I can call my man. We can, you know, we can get some quick if I need to, or whatever your mountain may be, or your hill. Go ahead, Adon.
Toda Opa, thank you once again. Toda Rabbah thus far, just for bringing forth, as you mentioned, these words of encouragement, because as you mentioned, you look at the life of David, right? And this was a man after the heart of Yah. He wanted to please the Most High with everything that he did. Mm-hmm. But it's a reminder that even as hopefully we all are striving for that, that does not omit any issues or problems coming into our lives. Actually, if anything else, it's going to bring more problems. Mm-hmm. And a lot of time that is to test our munah, our trust, our faith in the Almighty. I mean, in 1 Samuel 20, verse 3, David was talking to his friend Jonathan, which was Shaul's son. And he told Jonathan a few things. I just want to bring out a few things.
Absolutely.
For us to ensure that our foot is not moved, right? To make sure that we have that support from the Almighty, we have to make sure that iniquity is far from us. Right? We can't be arrogant, the sons of which is Belial. Yeah. Right? We can't be those base fellows and then expect that the Creator give us that help that we need. But David said, he told Jonathan, he said, it's one step between me and death. I mean, that is how close he was to losing his life. People attacking him, people tearing him down. So I pray that we will continue to find the confidence in Yah if we know that the integrity that we stand for is true and is right before Yah. And as you bring it out in your teaching tonight, that our foot will not be moved and Yah will support them through it all. Toda.
Hallelujah. Toda for that word. One step away from death. But he will not give my foot over, my feet to wavering. He won't allow me to waver. Look at this. The Creator won't allow me to waver because he's what? The rest of that verse said, he's my keeper. He never sleeps nor slumber. Right? So he's always paying attention he's attentive to you. When you're attentive to him. That's funny how that works. I often say that. I say, man, y'all don't leave you. You left him. That's what you did. He always remains in his place of honor, right? You walk away from the Creator, even if it's just for a moment. How many in here, by a show of hand, never walks away from the Creator right now today? That you never walk away from the Creator, even if it's for a moment and you come back. Don't gotta raise your hand. I'm just throwing something out there. And if you don't physically, how many walk away from Him in their minds? Whether it be briefly or whether it be for a period of time and come back. Think about it. And then you go to your heel. You know that word for heel is gibah, right? Coming from the root gibah, gimel bet ayin. That means to be high. That's what it means. That's what the word Hebrew for heel means. It means to be high. To be high. What they say when you do something crazy, they're like, you must be smoking, right? You must be out your mind. You must be smoking. That's what that means. Do we have our moments when we be smoking? I was out of my, I don't know what I was thinking by even conceiving that thought. But He will not suffer thy foot to be moved, to waver, to flutter. Remember, it needs to be on solid ground, established. The only way you can stand upright is if your feet not moving all over the place. That's the only way you can stand straight up. How else will you stand as a man? Yah is thy keeper. He is thy shade on thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee that by day, nor the moon by night. Protected, right? Protected. And that last part is so beautiful. Let me pull it up real fast. I love this part. It says, and I'm gonna have to incorporate it. It says, slick out. It says, Yahweh Yishmareka Mikora Yishmar et Nefsheka, right? Yahweh Yishmar Siteka Uboeka, right? Me'ata ve'od olam. It says, Yahweh shall keep thee from all evil. Yah shall keep thee, you, or me, right, from all evil. Lead us not temptation, but deliver us from evil, right? Grew up hearing that. Yah shall keep you from all evil. And He will guard thy soul and keep thy soul, right? Guard thy soul. And the Most High shall guard thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and forever. Ain't that something? From this time, right? Me'ata ve'od, right? Olam. This time and until forever. Olam, right? That's heavy. You got to believe that. I said that because a wise man once told me, and I'm going to end it with this and then open it up. When he says that in the beginning, he says, from where my help will my help come, right? He says, my help comes from Yah, who made the heavens and the earth. He knew his help would come from that, right? So a wise man told me, he said, faith or trust is not hoping that it will happen, but knowing that it's already done. I'm gonna say that again. Faith in Yah is not hoping that it will happen, but it's knowing that it's already done. So when Dawid said, my help is from Yah, he knew that he already was helped. That his Elohim neither sleeps nor slumber. That he will not let his feet be moved. Right? And that Yah will guard Yisrael and will keep you from all evil. You ever tried to get into evil before? It just didn't work out. You ever have that happen? It's just like, man, Most High, I don't know what it just won't get. That's just a minor example of how the Most High will keep you from evil. Especially if you're trying to do good. So with that being said, brothers, I hope that was encouraging to somebody. It was definitely encouraging to me. It was something minor, but it was just something, I call it a minor major, because, you know, in my morning studies, it really spoke to my heart. So I just hoping and praying that it blessed you all in some kind of way. You can take something from it, you know what I'm saying? And use it to grow even a little bit more. So as always, blessed be Yahweh, blessed be the name of Yahweh. Blessed is he who comes in the name of Yahweh. At this time, I'll just open the floor to any brother, Moreh leader, that has any comments they want to say or encouragement they want to have for the brothers. At this time, you definitely go ahead and speak.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Shalom, shalom, Adon.
Hey, hallelujah, Moreh. Shalom, my brother.
Man, I praise Most High. I was able to make it tonight. It was a
Oh,
Gadol told blessing. And, you know, as Jeremiah was saying, you have to, you know, actually read it a little different, read it with a little more thought, you know what I mean? And it definitely was encouraging to me. I'm not going to share many words tonight, but it was definitely encouraging. And we do have to look towards Yah for our help always. And, you know, when being real, you asked another question early, like, when do we turn or not looking directly to Yah all the time? And, you know, and if we're honest with ourselves, there's little times where you are doing it yourself, or you're not as focused as we should be all the time on him. And we need to always make sure that we never try to do it by our own power, and we always look towards him for where our help comes from. So it was enlightening to me tonight. So Gadol told job always Adon. All praise, honor, esteem be to the Most High. Halal Yah.
Toda Yah, hallelujah. Amen, amen. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Good to meet y'all. Torah Rabbah. Once again, just for the lesson, for the insight, for the wisdom that the Almighty has constantly blessed you with. And Torah Rabbah for bringing this out to us this evening. Just one thing I would like to just reiterate as you read that Tehillim, and I pray that Yah will put the blessing upon us and all those who are seeking him in righteousness, that he will keep us far from evil, right? There was a portion we was talking the other day at the brothers at the camp, speaking about the life of Dawid and dealing with the time when he was protecting the flock of Nabal. You know, he was a jerk, but
right.
he was protecting his flock. But you know, after Nabal basically told Dawid, I didn't ask you to do that, and I'm not obligated to give you anything. You know, Dawid told his men to strap up. We're about to go handle Nabal and everybody in his household. And you could just see how the Creator is working with him, because he sent Abigail, the wife of Nabal, to come as an intercessor to say, Dawid, you know, forgive my husband. He's an idiot. And that really stopped Dawid from committing that sin. You know, even though he was upset about the fact that Nabal mistreated him, you know, we still have to make sure that we always maintain a level of righteousness. So whatever we may go through in life, whatever experiences we may find ourselves in, when there's opportunity for us to get some extra case up, because I see that's where a lot of brothers really mess up with, because everybody's trying to chase that bag. Just remember the Torah, remember the principles that we have, because if we continue to stick by Yah, just reiterating the words that you said tonight, he's not going to allow us to be moved. So Toda Rabbah, open arm. Thank you for all the brothers who came on the line, and just appreciate you, Moreh. Most I continue to bless you and your mishpachah.
Man, Toda Yah, man. Toda. Yosef.
Okay, I'm in the same vein as everybody else. First and foremost, Told Mayo lesson. Told Mayo, as always. Appreciate the Most High fitness on your lab. Very, very thought-provoking as always. You already know how I feel about that. Only thing I have to say that kind of stuck out to me the most, as I'm reading it in the Hebrew, the word shamar was brought up 4 times. But, and of course, those that study and look at the numerical values of the Hebrew, we see that that's a full covering right there, being brought up 4 times. So Dawid is specifying that he's going to completely cover you. Most High got you, and it's interesting when you read it through. It's like he got you from your head to your feet, protects you from the sun, protects you from the darkness at night, and even going deeper and diving into the last part, which I believe is verse 7, says he even protects your nefesh, protects your soul. So he got you from the outside, the inside. You are completely covered. As long as you, again, as long as you put your whole self into Creator and trust in Creator with all of your soul and with all of your might. I lay my plane right there. Again, so bless him, Adon. Appreciate all the words that was said from every brother that was on this line. I glean and I grow with all of your brothers.
Okay. Man, you always throwing in something heavy, a little heavy nugget at the end, man. Come on now. That was definitely powerful, you brothers' statements. And, you completely covered when you completely give your heart to him. And that's the message. It's like, you gotta completely, you're gonna have to completely give it to him. He said he served him, you see numerous places in the Tanakh where it says, this person served Yah with a complete heart, with a whole heart. So now he'll completely cover you, not just your body, but your soul. Like you said, it's completely being covered from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, and then your soul. So just great point, Aki. Go ahead, Shai.
Okay, and I was gonna say, so listen, hello, Yah.
So yeah.
Praise to Yah for allowing you to bring up the lesson. Also, praise Yah for the reading. I learned a lot. I think this was at a good time too, because I've been meditating on just building a strong relationship with the Most High and just having full faith in Him. Because I try not to focus too much on the news, but here and then I see what's going on, and then I noticed that a lot of things in the world they're deteriorating. And there are the opportunities that were on the table, 2 years ago. Those same opportunities are not on the table. And
come on.
I was just thinking about, I can, people can cry about it, they can pout about, the way the condition of the world is, but I'm starting to see it as an opportunity, because now, my focus is more on, the things that are gonna last forever, relationship with the Most High. So, I can have a decision. I can pout about the things that change, the things that aren't the same, the opportunities that aren't there, or, I can think of it as an opportunity, more things are moved out the way. So my focus could be more on the Most High, to trust in Him, I yield.
Hallelujah. Toda Rabbah. Toda Yah. Go ahead, sir.
Shalom, Dom. Oh man. Once I get all praise the Most High for you got to put this lesson on your heart, man. And I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of these lessons are meant for everybody, but this is what I went through yesterday. And things I was going through, who was gonna look to on the top of the hill, that song 121. I had to look up to Yah, say, Yah, how am I gonna get this? I got this. Something happens that I kind of double paid on my mortgage at House of Virginia. So the money I put, I forgot to stop. So much stuff was going on, so I forgot to stop that payment before it went through. And the money I put on the side to get the deposit and the rent for this house I'm in right now, man, I said they took the money, so I ain't have it. So, man, I was like, yeah, what am I gonna do? You know, now, how am I gonna get this done? And the most I'll provide, man. So, and to say that I was up over 24 hours yesterday, man. Told out the most high that everything I did that he had me did it safely, and I turned to him, man. And Dawid, man, it's a lesson that everyone can learn from Don Dawid, man. Even though Dawid made his mistake, he turned back to the Most High, man, and he showed us an example what we need to do, especially when we make mistakes, and how to repent, how to cry out, how to call out, how to look up to the Most High, man. This learning from my like Dawid, man, it just put me in a situation that, man, look, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what you go down, man, the Most High always put righteous people in your life. When you were called, Adon, I was going through something, you called, man, that was like a Bauck, you know. And last night I text both Moreh, Moreh, Dawid, my little frustration. I talked to them both today, man. Hallelujah, man. That's my brother, man. I could just call y'all and talk to y'all three, man. It just, when you're going through something, man, it just like Bauck my spirit, like the Most High, put the righteous one and told out for you to always want to continue doing a lesson, man, because this minister, growing as brothers, we need each other, man. You never know what we going through, man. I want to welcome Rajay, man. I've been, reaching out to the brother, man. He reached out to me and he like, man, I didn't want to give him this walk, man, what I need to do. And like told him the Torah, I told him come on to the studies, man. So getting to the videos, I'll be sharing the videos with him, man, the recordings. For him to come on, man, and he wanted to come into the Most High, man. It's a total Bauck for that, man. So I yield.
Told out for that powerful word, Sar. It's funny, a thought came to my mind when you were speaking about Dawid in the moment of David, in the moment he failed. And I said to myself, now, what if after he did that with Bathsheba, instead of killing Uriah, what if he had to just pray to the Most High about the situation and repented and said, I failed, I messed up, What would the Most High might have done for that situation? I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, instead of having the brother killed, what if he had to pray and not turn to a hill and say, you know what, war is a way I can, I'm gonna look to war to get this problem resolved. What if he had looked to Yah to resolve the issue? The deed was done. It already was a non-favorable issue. What if he had just repented in that moment and went to Yah concerning the situation? Just think about it. Outcome may have been different for all parties. Just something to meditate on. Yep. He looked to the hill and it messed him up. Then he had only to come back around and look to Yah. So man, thank y'all, man. Enjoy this study, man. Like I said, I hope everybody got something for it, man. Keep digging in them Tehillim. Keep digging in them Psalms. I'm telling you. That brother was anointed by the Most High Yah and endowed with his spirit. There's no way you can read those Psalms in the right mind and the right spirit and not see mysteries in there. That brother was trying to tell you stuff about yourself, him and his son, you know? And I'm encouraging y'all, dig in these Psalms. There are answers to things that you wouldn't even imagine there's answers to. Stuff that you're going through right now, dealing with, or thoughts in your heart, it's in there. Dig in them words, dig in them phrases, pick it apart. Say, man, what is he saying that for? Just a little something to give y'all, you know. So at this time, I'm gonna go ahead and end. I'm not gonna hold you up anymore. Any brother, can I have a brother to Tefillah to pray us out, if you don't mind? Yeah, go ahead, Shai. Toda.
Okay, go to bar. All hearts and minds clear.
Okay.
I'll be out the rule and the creator of all things. I'm gonna say Torah about for this beautiful night. Torah about for keeping us alive and allowing us to tune in on this lesson. And I'll be asked that the words that we heard today, I ask that they can be in our heart, and I ask that we can use it for our good. I'll be asked that you can forgive us for our many sins and our many transgressions and our many iniquities. I ask that you can have mercy upon us. I ask that you remember that we're flesh, remember that we are dust. And I ask that you give us the strength to be humble. And I ask that we will never make an excuse for our sin, but I ask that we can come to you. And I ask that you can have mercy upon us as we repent. Teach us what it means to truly repent, Abiyah. And I also ask that you teach us what it means to truly love you. I'll be asked that you can teach us what it means to truly seek you with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our might. And I'll be asked that you can continue to protect us, whether we be at home, whether we be in the workplace, whether we running errands at the store and the bank. I ask you can keep us in your protection. And I'll be asked that you can teach us how to seek you more. Teach us how not to be distracted with all this confusion in the world. And I ask Abiyah that we can be worthy to be called strong men of you. And I ask Abiyah that we can be a light to those who are in darkness, and be a light to those who do not know you. And Abiyah asks that above all things, you strengthen our emunah, our faith, so that we can believe every word that comes out of your mouth, and also believe your written word. And Abiyah asks us as we go to sleep, you can protect us, you can place your mercy upon us, and ask that you teach us how to diligently seek you, regardless of the things that are happening in this life. And I ask that we will never blaspheme your name or your set up our spirit, your royal compactness. But I ask that you can please the words that come out of our mouth and the works of our hands. And I'll be asked that you give us the wisdom to live every day as we are being watched. Bless you, our Yahweh. Blessed is your name, Yahweh. Bless he becomes your name, Yahweh. Baruch Hashem, Yahuwah, amen, amen, Salah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Selah.
Bye. All right, Akeem, Lala told, man. Love y'all.
Lautov, Moreh, Lautov, Mishpacha. Everybody have a blessed week. Shavuot Tov.